Luka Doncic just gave the Phoenix Suns a big old-fashioned dose of shut the fuck up. They was doing all this talking, all this chirping, all this blah blah blah. The Luka Special out here singling my mans out the whole series, talking shit in the post-game conferences, and Luka wasn't with none of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Luka said it best. Niggas love to talk when they win it. He ain't say niggas. You know what I'm saying? He's a Slovenian gentleman. He doesn't use dialect of that nature. But he said everybody likes to talk when they winning. Everybody likes to run their mouth when they up. And I will say the Phoenix Suns, they are definitely one of the teams who, when they are up, they're going to let you know that they up. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep hitting threes. Devin Booker's going to do shit like, you know what I'm saying, keep the follow through up. You know what I'm saying? Chris Paul's going to start breaking out his little ISO bag. You know what I'm saying? When shit is going good in Phoenix, you know shit is going good. But when Luka Doncic comes to Phoenix, you know what I'm saying, for a game 7, bad things are going to happen, and that is what happened tonight. You know what I'm saying? Let's do the intro. We're gonna do an intro, and then we gonna talk about this. All right. So what's going on, y'all? Your boy JP Joe Paul back in the motherfucking building. Hope everybody's having a great day, wonderful afternoon, amazing evening, whatever time of day you are catching this video. I hope that you are lit. As I was saying, we are here to talk game 7s. We had 2 game 7s today, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it funky. They were pretty disappointing. Both of them were honestly pretty disappointing. You know what I'm saying? Depending on honestly what you wanted to happen in the game, they're disappointing. Both the teams that I wanted to win, quote unquote, they honestly won. So I'm actually happy with the result. But you know what I'm saying? As far as the gameplay, as far as, you know what I'm saying, the competition that we had today, it really just wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with the man of the hour, Mr. Luka Doncic, who actually got a lot of help today. I will definitely give a lot of the Mavericks credit. Spencer Dinwiddie, he played great. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson, he had a very solid game. As a whole, the team played great. Reggie Bullock was hitting shots when they needed to. Max Kleber was playing great defense. Luka himself was playing great defense. This was just a total domination for the Dallas Mavericks. And listen, this is a bad look for Phoenix. It's a bad look for Phoenix. A terrible look for Christopher. A terrible look for all that CP, all that top 3-point guard shit. I ain't gonna lie, that shit is dead. You know what I'm saying? CP, you that dude. You know what I'm saying? Regular season, you a 82 game player, bro. You got the regular season shit on smash. You know what I'm saying? You have to looking like Magic Johnson in the regular season, but when it come down to that postseason, shit get real spooky. Let me pull up this stat line so I can just really see how disappointing this man truly was. Forgive me if you see me sweating like a goddamn slave in this office. It's hot as hell in New York right now. You know what I'm saying? In New York, once the winter shut down, bro, hell just comes in. You know what I'm saying? You get that first day where the sun is just blazing you, just popping your skin. It's like bacon grease, just touching on your neck. You're just like, get off of me. You know what I'm saying? You low key like New York don't get spring. New York doesn't get time where it's nice and it's rainy and it's cool outside. We get brick and hot as hell. And that's why I'm moving, because I personally can't do it. I can't do this shit no more. So, Mr. Christopher Emmanuel Paul, in a game 7 for his legacy, gave us an astounding, a whopping 4 for 8 shooting for 10 points. 1 for 3 from the 3-point line, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. This was not the Chris Paul that we have known and loved for all these years. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, this was the Chris Paul that I expected. After they lost game 6, I remember like in the morning, I like to check all the sports media just to see what people are saying. You know what I'm saying? Just to get a gauge for what's going on in the community, right? I put a comment down in one of the videos and I said, I would not be surprised if Chris Paul flopped and they lost this game 7. And I got like 150 thumbs up in like 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not sure what exactly that means in the YouTube verse, but listen, that means for that many people to agree and to see that this is the Chris Paul we were going to get in an elimination game for all the marbles coming off. They had the #1 record in the NBA, not even just the Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? They were poised. They were talking shit the entire season, talking about how they were robbed and how they felt not robbed, but talking about how they deserved to get back to the finals. And ultimately, no, that's not what you guys were. You know what I'm saying? I for the longest during the regular season, I was thinking to myself, why isn't that nobody seriously looking at the Phoenix Suns as a serious threat to go out there and get back to the finals? You know what I'm saying? People were talking about the Warriors and the Grizzlies, and people talked about the Suns a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They were first in the West, but when it came down to the nitty gritty of who's going to be a championship team, you would think that Phoenix would be at the top of everybody's list. But you were seeing teams like the Nets at number 1, Milwaukee at number 1, the Warriors at number 1. At no point did anybody seem to really believe that this Phoenix Suns team was going to have what it takes to win a championship. And lo and behold, it comes through in fruition. For them to come through in an elimination game and for them to lose by, what's that, 33 points in a home elimination game on the day Monty Williams gets crowned the NBA Coach of the Year is fucking distasteful. It's not right. It's not right. The lack of passion, the lack of effort for them to get throttled that way. They were down 30 at halftime. One of the worst performances I've ever seen from a championship favorite. You know what I'm saying? A championship team. I've never seen a team flop like this. Just last week, we saw the Warriors. They got blown the hell out. They were down by 50 points by 1 point against the Grizzlies. But they came back and they won the game that they were supposed to, and they dispatched the Grizzlies accordingly. And we were waiting for it in the first series. We're waiting for them to flip the switch and for them to dispatch New Orleans. And you get a Chris Paul perfect game. And when I'm watching the game, I'm like, is this Chris Paul shit sustainable? Are we going to see another 14 for 14 or anything even replicating a perfect basketball game from Chris Paul for the rest of these playoffs? And that was one of the last good games Chris Paul has had in these playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He had I believe a good game 1 against Dallas. Or game 2 when he was out here, you know what I'm saying, working Luka, just going ISO heavy and bodying him. But after that, you just got to see age. You saw a man just turn 37 and fall apart right in front of you. Like, the James Harden fall off was crazy, and we'll talk about that in a later video. But the Chris Paul fall off during this series was astonishing. It was probably even crazier to watch being a Sun, being Monty Williams, being Devin Booker, being Mikal and DeAndre Ayton. That shit was probably so disheartening. And really made it it really ended up probably demoralizing the team. For this game to start off with Luka Doncic basically just reasserting to both Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and everybody else on the Suns that he is the best player in this series. It was never really close. It was never really a debate. You know what I'm saying? The Suns were clearly the better team. They had a better overall roster. But when you have the best player in the series, you can do great things. And Luka Doncic showed that. So if anybody was wondering if it was up in the air for anybody about Luka's superstar status, he's solidified. Let's take a look at Luka's stats. Because Luka was on one. He had it all going this game. He had the step back threes. He had spin moves. He had post fades. He had fucking body just getting to the rim. He had it all. And then for my man Spencer Dinwiddie to come in and listen, when I dropped that video months ago, I talked about this addition to Spencer Dinwiddie and how nobody really talked about it. And I was like, yo, that's huge. Another ball player alongside Luka and Jalen is huge. And you know what I'm saying, him struggling in Washington, listen, maybe my man would do it on purpose so he can get into a real position to actually win something. Because once he got to Dallas, he was a different man. He was a man unleashed. And shout out to my man Spencer. So like I said, let's take a look at these stats. Spencer Dinwiddie comes through 11 for 15 from the floor, 5 for 7 from 3, 3 for 3 from the line, drops in a smooth 30 points in an away game. And if you've been watching the series, the away teams have not been looking good in these games. You know what I'm saying? The away teams have been blown out, I believe, in every single game. I don't think there was a single close game in this entire series, honestly. But the away team was getting bodied basically the entire time. But when it comes down to your best player, when it comes down to Game 7, it's really about who's the best player on the floor. And Luka Doncic is coming in and dropping us with 35 points, 10 rebounds, a smooth 4 assists. It's just a masterpiece, man. It's just a masterpiece. Now the Dallas Mavericks, they move on to the Western Conference Finals. And listen, I'm still kind of mind blown by the whole situation because when I woke up this morning, I'm like, it's Game 7. My heart, even though I predicted Suns in 7 at the beginning of the series, my heart said Luka's finna take this shit home because the Suns was chirping too much. Let me talk about D-Book before I get out of here. D-Book you really gotta have to. You're gonna have to come through with some serious shit coming forward to live this one down. You know what I'm saying? Just for the fact, not even the fact that you lost necessarily, but the fact of how you lost, the fact that you guys were in Game 5 running your mouth, the Luka Special, you guys were holding the follow through, you guys were dismantling this team, and you guys took it upon yourselves to showboat. You know what I'm saying? You're entitled to do so. You're winning the game. You're allowed to showboat. You know what I'm saying? But you better be ready to play when it comes down to winning that series. Because if you thought you was gonna just walk in and beat Luka down to go into the Western Conference Finals, it's not gonna happen. And now listen, D-Book, this is on your resume going forward, bro. This is on your resume. You had a 3-2 lead, lost 2 games, lost a Game 7 on your floor where you had, drum roll please, Devin Booker came through with a whopping 11 points, a minus 41 in 37 minutes to play, man. Absolutely abysmal. Nobody else on the Phoenix Suns is really much better. Everybody on the Suns should just take this L, keep your head down, and we'll see you guys in October, y'all. Let's transition over to Celtics and Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Another game that was not close really at all throughout the game. You know what I'm saying? And due to, in large part, of our friend, our good boy on this channel, the man who locked down the best player on our team, Mr. Grant Williams, came through and gave us a goddamn defensive and a 3-point shooting masterclass. Shout out to Grant Williams. Like I mentioned in the previous video, I had the video already typed out. All I had to do was sit down and record it. But after watching Giannis come through and drop 40, I think he dropped 40 in like 2 of the 3 games after I wrote that script. I was like, I couldn't, bro. I cannot drop this video and have Giannis average 40 points for the whole series. But after this Game 7 performance, after watching what Grant Williams and Al Horford, what they've been able to do in shutting down Giannis, it's ridiculous. Let's take a look over at the stats. Let's see how it all happened. We have the 27-point Grant Williams masterclass. He comes through. He is 7 of 18 for 3. Now, going into a Game 7, if you expected Grant Williams to chuck up 18 3-point shots, you be a madman. If you were betting over on the Grant Williams 3 and you had over 5, I would say you were out of your fucking mind. But 7 for 18, a great shooting performance for my man's. Like I said, great defensive performance. Jason Tatum, he comes in, he gives you 23. Jaylen Brown gives you 19. Marcus Smart gives you a big 11. He had a great defensive game as well, just irritating Giannis, getting in his way, putting his body on the line. It was just a great overall defensive showcase from these Boston Celtics. You know what I'm saying? We have seen it all for the second half of the season. They just been a completely different team defensively, and when you see what they've been able to do to not only Kevin Durant but now Giannis, it's like, listen, man, we got to think about it. Is this going to be a championship team? You know what I'm saying? They go into the Eastern Conference Finals against Miami. So the Boston Celtics actually beat the Miami Heat 2 games out of 3 in the season series. You know what I'm saying? The games were not necessarily close. You know what I'm saying? So going into this matchup, it seems that we're going to get either one team's going to perform or one team's going to fold, but that's not what we want for a conference final. So going into the finals, the conference finals, listen, the Celtics got to just keep this thing rolling. They got to keep JT on this hot streak that he's on. They're going to have to keep getting great play out of Al Horford and Grant Williams and Daniel Tice and the others and Peyton Pritchard. Let me give my man Peyton Pritchard his respect. At the end of the Nets series, he did a great job of closing us out. He himself was one of the greatest players in that Nets series at literally putting his foot on the Nets' neck of every single shot he made. In Game 2, he was coming down hitting step back threes on Seth Curry. He was out here fucking hitting mid-range jump shots. He does a great job at knowing that when a team is down and dead, his job is to come in and put his foot down and shut all this shit down. And he did an excellent job again tonight, closing out the Bucks. And listen, going into the conference finals, we're gonna have a whole breakdown, a whole conversation about that in a separate video. But just big up to the Celtics, man. Big up to the Celtics. Big up to the Mavericks. You know what I'm saying? 2 excellent Game 7 performances, and for our last year's champs, for last year's finals matchup, back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? Chris Middleton, hopefully he comes back healthy next season and they're able to make another run at it. I feel like they'll be back making another run at it at some point. Giannis will not be denied. He almost won this series by himself, but now he got a little taste of what KD had to deal with last year when they were able to beat him. So shout out to Giannis. Giannis had like 200 points for the series. I saw crazy stats. It was like 200 points for the series, 100 rebounds, and 50 assists. It was some crazy shit like that. You know, Giannis is known to put up a good 2K stat for every once and again. And listen, the Phoenix Suns, y'all gonna have to have a real morale boost. You know what I'm saying? You guys are gonna have to sit down and really dig deep in this offseason, because this was not how you guys wanted to go out at all. You know what I'm saying? For you guys to win, I believe it was 64 games. You guys were 8 games ahead of the second best record in the NBA. You guys were far and away the best teams. You guys should have been far and away the favorite for this championship, but you guys weren't able to piece it together. And from now on, Christopher Emmanuel Paul is how we be referring to this man from now on. Ain't no more CP3. Ain't no more CP. It's either Cliff or Christopher, man. So rest in peace to the Phoenix Suns. Rest in peace to the Milwaukee Bucks. And I will see y'all boys in the conference final breakdown video. All right, make sure y'all leave a like. Make sure y'all comment. Make sure y'all subscribe. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace. I gotta rep the Kobe jersey. You know what I'm saying? I don't be giving my man Kobe as much love as I should. You know what I'm saying? I named my son. My son's middle name is Kobe. So clearly I'm representing the boy. But bow. All right, now yeah, I'm out of here. Peace.